Josh, can you please sing us the... Actually, not Josh, because he's eating.
I am not
Paris,
eating.
Can you please sing us Paris song, please?
Cameron, seeing as you didn't do the song last time,
Yeah, I
will
did.
you do it? Oh, well, it was shit.
We
Wow.
are the Chaotic Voyage podcast, and we are in front of you.
Yes.
Hello and welcome to the Chaotic Voyage. I'm Cameron, your captain as always. With me is my first mate Paris
Hello.
and chef Josh.
Yeah, what's up? I'm the cook, and today on the menu we have some sour cream and chives potato sticks, but get them fast because they're getting all eaten by the cook. Next.
Josh is being really fucking rude and eating on a podcast.
Did someone say eating?
Yes, he is eating on a podcast.
Eating on our podcast.
The first ASMR podcast by the Chaotic Voyage.
Please cut that, Paris.
I don't know what it sounds like.
It's not very enjoyable.
A bit disturbing.
Yeah. Sorry, Josh, but you don't really have the skill for ASMR.
Damn. I guess I'll cancel my ASMR stream tonight.
It's probably for the best. Anyway,
Speaking of best, Cameron?
Paul Johnson is actually the best man at a wedding. Right now.
And that's why he's not here.
Yeah.
What wedding?
A white wedding. It's a nice day for it, I hear.
It
My friend Bill told me.
is a nice day for... But yeah,
It's so hot right now. Fuck.
Paul Johnson is pretty hot.
Yeah, just thinking about Paul Johnson and it's got really hot.
Yeah.
Understandable.
Can't
really.
wait till he comes on a podcast once and we just like... Thousands of girls just flock in. Just out of nowhere. They're like, we love Paul. And then they're like, we're here too. And they're like, okay. Yeah.
Probably would happen, to be honest.
I have one skill, and one skill alone. And that is to cook quite possibly the worst meal you've ever had.
Dirt water soup.
But when you're stranded at sea, you'll be glad I'm here. Cooking up your potato sticks with the sweet, sour cream and chives and...
I don't know where this
Shit.
potato stick came from. Why is it a stick?
Well, it's not a
It's
disc.
just how they're shaped, man.
Really?
You got a better name?
Crisps.
Wow.
Yeah, so
They didn't deny it.
I had an early morning today, and I'm just like, you know, I'm not good at speaking normally, but I'm somehow even worse today.
Looks like I'm gonna have to carry this podcast. And speaking of carrying, there should be a bleep noise, which we
No, we're not.
which
I'm not doing bleep noises anymore.
we're not. What are we doing instead?
Swearing. Fuck.
Well, I'm gonna have to bleep
You've
that.
finally seen the light.
What do you mean? Like, we haven't had a bleep noise in the last... Well, like,
That's true. We always like make one
and
and
never
then
use it.
well, like the last episode, I think you used it once.
Did you guys
Cameron.
just... I'm guessing you guys just got sick of editing it. You just got sick of editing and copying and pasting the sound in all these different parts of the podcast.
Yeah.
I imagine that would be really annoying.
I'm usually fine with it early on, and then like there's one later, and I'm just like, oh fuck it. It's towards the end of the
Yeah.
episode. I can't be bothered.
I mean, I still use a noise like last week I bleeped out bleep the man's name
Yeah, that was true.
for confidentiality reasons.
If we do happen to use a bleep, we'll just use Josh's chip sound.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Yeah.
Josh's chip stick.
Anyway, I'm out of potato sticks now, so we're good to go.
Potato stick.
Wow, that was fast.
Potato sticks are like poor man's chips when you like want to be a little bit more healthy. They're not good, but they're okay.
You know, you could have just like been like, guys, can we get like 1 or 2 extra minutes before starting? I just had to finish my chips.
No, Paris is in a rush.
That's true.
I'm thinking about my friend.
Speaking of Rush, what other Australian TV shows do you guys love?
Hell is Rush?
You don't know what Rush is? It's like
No.
It's like a police drama. It was on back in the day.
I've never heard of it, so I guess I'm just a shitty Australian.
I like Blue Water High. I know that's not quite Rush, but
it doesn't beat Rush, but honourable mention, I'd say.
We actually talking about Australian TV shows right now?
If you want.
That wasn't like meant to be a rude question, but I can definitely... Yeah. I don't know any... Swift and Shift. There we go.
Well, while we're on the topic of like really low budget things that no one's ever watched,
Chaotic Voyage.
Captain Marvel came out recently.
It sure did.
To a lot of controversy.
It sure did.
Yeah. Thanks, Josh.
It sure did.
Thanks, Josh. Alright, next topic. What's everyone's favourite type of cracker?
Jats.
Wow.
Josh?
You know
You
what?
know I'm right.
I'm gonna go with Sarkar-Tars, man.
Wrong.
Sarkar-Tars, excuse me?
I said you're wrong.
You asked me
wrong.
what my favourite type. Do you know me better than I know me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, well, okay then. I guess I like not Sarkar-Tars.
Josh, do you prefer Sarkar-Tars to Jats?
I don't know, man. Depends. Are we having dip? Are we having cheese? Like,
Whatever you
we're
want.
considering all of our options.
Yeah,
Or is it just
plain?
on their own?
If I went to the shop and I'm like, I'm bringing home Jats or Sarkar-Tars, which one would you want and why?
It
Jats.
depends on what else is there, man. Is there any other
I don't know what's in your
things to
cupboard.
add? What's in your cupboard?
Tell
me.
Vegemite.
So we're putting Vegemite on the crackers, are we?
Tim Tams. I don't know. Sure.
Put Tim Tams on them. That's just too far, Cam.
You know what?
Who would have Jats with Tim Tams? Please tell me.
We should try it.
We should try
but
it.
Tim Tams are sweet. Jats are salty. Might be good.
Chefs are supposed to experiment, Josh. So
That's true.
If
What
you
kind
really
of-
want a combination with some salt, try a...
You mean bleep the man?
Well, on their own, I'd pick Sarkar-Tars because they got different flavors.
Yep, that's
If
cool.
we're having cheese, I would go with Jats. If we're having dips, I would pick Sarkar-Tars again because they taste amazing with dip.
Nice.
Also, probably depends on the flavor, but I mean,
So-
really, how could Jats be better than Sarkar-Tars when there's only like one flavor of Jats?
Cracked pepper Jats. Never had them.
I have,
They're
but
good.
they're just like Jats, but I don't know. Exactly, they're good, but that's it. Unless you're going for
Isn't that
like
what you want?
low salt Jats and shitty Jats.
Speaking of good, Captain Marvel came out recently. What are your
Look,
guys?
man, if you're not prepared for the conversation, then don't ask the question.
I just didn't realize it'd be so boring. So I thought we could have like a fun topic about.
Are you calling
Jats.
Josh boring?
So I'm calling Sarkar-Tars boring.
I mean, you're talking about food with the cook here, and you what do you expect? What do you expect, Cam?
Not much from you, Josh.
All right, moving on.
Captain
Speaking about
Marvel.
expecting.
Sick
Paris,
hearing about
you're
that.
pregnant, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're expecting. That's the joke.
Right. Ha.
Haha.
Ding bong.
Transition.
Oh, just cut that whole section. Let's just move on.
Captain
we just go back to
Marvel.
Captain
So
Marvel,
back.
yeah.
So Captain Marvel came out recently.
So we just cut a whole section, if you're wondering,
Yeah,
and
Paris.
we're going to move on to more important topics.
Put in
and
the transition sound there.
Star swipe.
Ding bong.
Transition.
And so Captain Marvel made out the other day
Really?
Captain Marvel made out with who?
with me in my
Ooh,
dream.
nice one, man. Good job.
Thanks,
They don't call
man.
you the first mate for nothing.
Because he mates on the first date.
Mating with Captain Marvel.
Yep. So Captain Marvel came out the other day.
I like how we're talking about like the first female-led MCU movie, and you're already like shipping her with people.
Gosh. Okay. So Captain
Marvel
the
came out
movie
recently.
came out
Oh, God.
recently. And if you listen to whichever episode it was with Josh last time,
Episode
we
9.
were a bit skeptical about it, I think.
I wasn't.
But I think we were all surprised.
We weren't exactly skeptical. It was more or less, are the shitty politics of everyone and who is complaining about silly things going to affect the movie?
Yeah.
And I think we all kind of came to the conclusion that who cares? If the movie's good, it's good.
Yeah.
And it was good, wasn't it, guys?
Separating
It was
the
good.
art from the artist. Not that she really did anything that bad. She just kind of, the way she worded her, like, sentiments
Yeah.
wasn't great. She kind of said things in a way that made it seem like, I understand why people got triggered, but they probably, probably wasn't worth it.
She had good points, but like the way of bringing about those points.
What she was actually saying is that she just thinks, like, and I understand it as well, she just thinks that it would be more fair for films to be judged by multiple kinds of people. Her
Right.
example was, like, if a film is made for, like, coloured people. Did you guys ever see that movie about NASA, but it was about the black girls who worked there?
I know the movie. I haven't seen it though.
No.
Like, that movie was really good, but, like, I understand why, when it comes to, like, higher class critics, you wouldn't want all white men to be the ones to, like, make the final call on that.
Yeah.
You would want people of colour to give their opinion more because it's more for them.
Yeah.
And that makes a lot of sense, I think. I understand, like, why she would want that. But the way she said what she said made it sound like she didn't want white men to review the Captain Marvel movie because it wasn't just made for them,
Yeah.
etc. But the problem with that is Captain Marvel, in fact Marvel in general, their biggest audience is white men. So
True.
Excludes a lot of the actual reviewers who would go to
Yeah.
review it.
So a lot of the hardcore fans see that and they're like, hang on, why is the main character of this movie saying that my opinion is less valid than anyone else's just because there are more people like me enjoying it?
Yeah.
Yes, that's all well and good. Although, I can see how it would also be like an ineffective way to review a movie. For example, Black Panther, right, Cameron?
Yeah.
In all reality, it's a pretty average movie.
Yeah. You're
but
racist.
How dare you?
But because it's made for black people, I feel like they're a bit biased towards it because they feel like they have to like it.
The thing is, it's not even. It wasn't even made for black people though. It was marketed that way. It was like, oh, first African superhero in a movie, this sort of thing.
Yeah.
Even though it wasn't, but like, the franchise and the original writing of that. I mean, was it all written by Stan Lee originally?
I don't know who made what exactly.
Because
I don't
you
think-
need to know who the writer is. Whoever the writer is, it's up to them who the story is for.
Yeah.
But the way it was marketed, it created this big wave of like, you have to like this. The way it was marketed put pressure on everyone to like it for the wrong reasons, I think.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I was worried about with this movie. Like, because Black Panther, I thought was really average, but because of like, I guess the message in it, there's not like even that good a message. It's just like,
No, there's not. It's just I thought it was shit. I really did not like it, especially at the start when he does that big, showdown he's to become the king of Wakanda or whatever.
Wakanda.
Yeah. It's obviously he's going to win that because, like, if he
Yeah.
didn't, then where's the plot going to go? And then the second time he has the fight, it's like, well, he has to lose now, or else the plot is just is just going to be okay, and then that's the end.
Yeah.
So he loses, obviously, and then he has this whole like downfall arc, and then like he makes his comeback, and then he goes and visits that tribe, and they're like, "We're not going to help you," and it's like, "Yeah, you are. You know you are."
Yeah.
And then halfway through the fight, they're about to lose, and then you hear all the chanting and the footsteps, like, "Oh my god, they're here! Who would have thought?" It was just predictable. I hated it. I hated it. It was boring.
It's very predictable. My mum loves Marvel movies, and she fell asleep during that one.
Wow.
In my opinion, I guess all of our opinions, the movie isn't amazing. It's
No.
average at best.
Yeah. It is average at best.
I love Black Panther as a character. In Earth
Yeah.
Mightiest Heroes, and even in the other movies like Civil War and Infinity War, he was just really cool. Loved him.
He was way better in those movies. That's the thing, though. I think origin films are really hard to get right.
Yeah.
Because they want to make it cool and have some like big ending with a fight, but they also like need to give time to develop the character. Whereas in other films, the character's already developed, so they can just go nuts and make a really cool story.
That's true, but in this film, he has already been developed. Like he was already Black Panther by the start of the movie. He was already
True.
he was technically the king already, before he like took over from his father. Even though they had to do the whole ceremony thing. I wouldn't really class it as an origin movie. It's his first movie, sure.
It's his debut.
Yeah,
isn't it? Yeah.
It's his first solo movie.
Yeah. I would still give it a little bit of room there. I would say like it was a fine movie, but that's all it was. But I can like forgive it for being just that when it's his first movie.
There are cool things, and obviously I still love the character, and the fights were cool.
Yeah, I'm not like going to be like, nah, this is shit. I'm not seeing the next one.
Yeah.
It wasn't like that. I still believe that they'll make a good one easily.
Yeah.
Yeah. There will be a Black Panther 2, right?
I imagine so.
They should. I mean, if they do like Captain America 1, 2, 3, Iron Man 1, 2, 3, they can't just introduce this one hero and then not do another one.
Yeah.
Well, they did introduce him and then he kind of just died.
Yeah. I mean, considering that his movie is wrongly classed as the best Marvel movie ever, which is Infinity War, no question.
Oh, God. I can't believe there are people who actually think that. Did they actually watch it? I don't understand. And I hated the villain in it as well. I just thought he was annoying.
That's also, like, one of the best villains ever, according to people.
And when they were fighting at the end on that track thing, I can't remember how it worked. Was it like their power station or something, the way their power works there? They had this big train thing that ran underground?
It, like, moved all their vibranium, which was, like, the special metal.
When they were down there fighting, I knew straight away the second they were there that he was going to use that. And I guess, that's kind of to be expected. It's not really a bad thing, but with everything else being as predictable as it was, I was just kind of, like, sick of it at that point.
It's just a shame that if, like, we're saying, like, our honest opinions, we're like, look, character's cool and everything, but we just didn't like the movie. It's classed as racist because we're white people. And
by certain people, yeah.
And we don't like a movie with a main black character.
If that was the case, then like, how would actors like Will Smith or anyone ever make it big? You know, it's not about the actor or the color or anything. It's just, is it a good movie? It's okay.
Yeah, that's how it should be.
But that's where Captain Marvel is really good, right? Because it was an origin story. But
oh man, I honestly think that was the best. Oh no, I guess Iron Man and stuff was pretty good when that first came out, but I thought Captain Marvel was a very good origin story film.
Oh yeah,
very good. They like hit every note. It wasn't like a 10 out of 10, but it was definitely close. Like it had everything. It had humor in places where it worked. It wasn't trying too hard to be funny.
Yeah,
and I felt like she was nowhere near as plain as I thought she was going to be. All the reviews were like, she's just boring. She never like has any fun or expressions on her face or something. But she was good.
Yeah, she was like super happy. Well, she wasn't super happy, but she was like making jokes here and there.
Yeah,
like she was a cool character.
She was good, and the action was good. I love the green guys, the Skrull. They're the Skrull.
Yeah, Skrulls.
Skrulls. I feel like they like intentionally made them look shitty. Because I do think they look shitty, but I think it was like funny. I don't know what the deal was, but they looked so typical as the green alien guys, but
yeah,
Australian accents on them as well. I love that shit. That was funny.
Yeah, I don't know how much of that was supposed to be intentionally funny, but yeah,
maybe it's just funny because we're Australian.
that might be it.
Because when I was watching it, I was like, is that guy Barry Hall? This like bald Australian guy who's just like really aggressive.
Yep, they definitely got Barry Hall to play the Skrulls.
Yeah, it was just good to see natural like Australian accents in a big Hollywood movie.
I feel like actually movies are starting to like have this trend where Australian guys are bad guys.
We are bad guys.
Well, that guy Ben Mendelsohn always seems to play like a villain
Yeah.
in his roles.
There was something else I saw recently which had an Australian as it might be like a series. I don't know what I watched, but an Australian as a bad guy, and I think the accent just works well in a villainous tone.
Yeah, I can see that.
I'll fucking kill you.
All right, we'll bleep that one.
Was it Wolf Creek, Josh?
Oh no, but like that's a good example.
Probably like the most villainous of Australians right there.
Yeah.
Before we leave Captain Marvel, though, I think that the problem is that there are fanboys who just hate her because she is a woman.
Oh,
There are people out there who just do it. They're like, superheroes should only be male, or they should, and if they are female, they should live up to these expectations, which is where the whole she doesn't smile enough comes in. She's not happy. She's our superhero and female. She should be like happy and bubbly and jumping around and stuff. Which, I mean, she wasn't a bubbly character, but she was still.
She didn't have to be.
No.
I literally cannot fault her character at all. I can't. She was just good. She did it well.
Yeah.
And it just blows my mind how much people jump on this bandwagon of, like, she said something wrong at a conference once.
Yeah.
But it's pretty easy to, like, tell what she was actually trying to say. But people just pick these words and they're like, I'm going to attack this. This one thing she said is bad.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, can't you read between the lines just a little bit? Use your brain. There's this one YouTube channel called The Quartering, and he's just this, like, no offense to him, but he's just like this overweight white guy, and all he does is like, he spent so much time complaining about Captain Marvel. And at the start I was kind of like with him because I didn't really know much, and I just knew that all I knew was that she had said something racist about white people.
Right.
But when I like dived into it a bit more and read more about it, I was just started like thinking like, why is this guy so upset about what she said? What she said is not that bad. And it's pretty easy to tell what she meant. She just wanted to be more inclusive and like give movies a fair go in the areas that they're meant to be given, like what they're made for, which is fair. And he's just like, Captain Marvel, racist, oh my god. And all the comments are like, she's such a bitch, or like just stuff like that. Like, it's just wrong.
Josh is calling you out.
Quartering, fight me.
Yeah, you're being called out. Please respond.
Please respond to this channel with like
That you'll never see.
yeah.
I want to see how many videos he's made on Captain Marvel.
But there's just people who they just want to jump on the hate train for it. They already just hate the idea of her as a superhero. They hear one bad thing and they're like, oh, this is one of the bad things we hate about her. But like they don't do any research and they don't care because it's an argument for them.
He's made at least 25 videos on it. He's counting now.
That is way too many.
That is pathetic.
He is just milking this whole situation so hard. But the thing is, he's not just milking it, he's actually like provoking it and fueling the fire, because he has a lot of subscribers.
Yeah.
Almost 500,000. And like, he was doing this whole thing before the movie came out where like the movie was expected originally to make like, I don't know, 500 million. I don't know what the number was, but and then like within a week after she said that thing at that conference, it went down by like went down by 100 million. Then went down by another 100 million the next week, and eventually it was under like projected earnings of like 100 million. It was going to be like 90 million.
Yeah.
And then when it came out, it actually like made over 500 million.
Oh yeah.
And then he was like, and then he started doing this thing where, oh, Disney just went and bought all the tickets themselves to inflate the popularity, and now they're deleting all the negative reviews.
But you know, you see the problem with that is because Disney, they just.
It's like, just go and see the movie, man. And if you like it, you like it. If you don't like it, you don't like it. If you don't like Brie Larson for what she said, go and hate on her, but leave the movie alone, because like a shitload of people work on these things.
Yeah. Put a lot of effort into it, and it's like this is their passion project. They want to see this succeed. So many negative reviews were placed before the movie came out.
Yeah, I know.
Downvoting it, that like haven't seen the movie, couldn't possibly see it unless they're time travelers. Who for some reason they had to come back before the movie was made to downvote it because that's like their one mission or something.
There are just some shitty people out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw someone have a really cool idea on Twitter where reviews. I mean, I don't know how they would manage it, but where reviews like average scores don't take into account the tens or the ones or the zeros, I guess.
Yeah.
Because that's where all the fanboys go on there and give it tens because regardless of how good the film is, they just love it anyway, and they'll just click 10 for no reason, really. And then the haters who just want the movie to fail because they will go and give it zeros or ones. So if you just remove those from the average, then you get like a much more reflective score of the true like rating. I remember when people were talking about it, someone showed a picture of the ratings, and like there were way more tens and ones than any other rating.
Yeah.
So they're just inflated by people who don't really care about what they actually think.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, then people would just catch on to that, and then they'd start voting nines and ones. I mean, nines and twos.
It'd be a very temporary system because then
Yeah.
eventually people just catch on. They're like, all right, nines and twos, and then like, all right, anyone who votes nines and twos don't count, and it's like
Eights and threes.
I wonder if they like
threes and eights.
scaled the system more to like 1 out of 100. It would be harder to like coordinate boycotting and stuff.
I don't know how you could do it.
Yeah, it's an interesting idea, but probably not possible. People who care enough to give a movie a rating should be able to at least assemble like 100-word paragraph on why they think what they think.
Yeah, I guess, but then you'll get people just type in, movie was dumb, girl dumb, hate stuff, DC rule.
Yeah, but like they can come up with bots and stuff like on Discord, for example, and Twitch that like detect patterns in words, and if something looks like spam, they can just get rid of it.
And then you get back to the problem of people complaining that their bad review was deleted.
Yeah, it's probably impossible.
There's no good system. I don't know the last time I actually read a review before seeing a movie, like an actual critic's review.
I was really expecting Angry Joe and his friends to like sort of attack the movie for the same reasons that those other clickbaity channels were, but he actually like was just really straight up and just said like it was a good movie.
Yeah.
They like discussed it really well, and like, even the comments were surprised. Everyone was like, "Well, thanks, Joe. Thanks for actually just being honest and not trying to milk it."
And then you get, what do you call them? Like Hateboys or something.
Hate boys,
Hateboys.
haters, just haters, man.
Or haters,
Hate
I
boys.
guess. I'm gonna call them Hateboys.
Hate boys.
We're just like, oh, he's being positive just because he has to be.
I mean, they still call out a couple of things here and there that like could have been better, but they would never like. They didn't bring the whole politics thing that she did, well, got herself into up at all until the very end, and even then they were just like, we just don't care.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I think he actually said like you have to be able to separate the art from the artist.
Yeah.
Ding bong.
Transition.
If we could revive anyone right now and they could see how the world is right now, who would it
That's
be?
a good one. Hitler. World War III.
It's always Hitler for everything.
That's a decent one, actually. He'll be like, I failed.
And I'll kill him again.
I always found the idea of going back in time and showing someone like technology just like the coolest thing.
Yeah.
So
Be like
this is
a
kind of
wizard.
like the reverse, is bringing them here. Actually, let's make it anyone, even from like a TV show or something. Like, for example, in Game of Thrones, it's set back then. Like, what if you could just show them, like, bring them back, bring them here, and they could see the world.
I'll be like, hey, look, we've got a TV show about you. I'm like, what? This is crazy. I'm like, yeah.
We've been suffering for your entertainment.
I spoiled their lives.
Yeah, I think I'd bring Einstein.
Thomas Edison.
Yeah, like those kinds of people deserve to see what the world is like, you know?
Yeah, until it's like sad, and they're like, this isn't, I thought it'd be better.
I'd like
Yeah,
to
like-
show Alexander Graham Bell like an iPhone. See what he thinks of that.
Who?
The inventor of the
bell.
telephone.
That was close.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, good one, Cameron.
Like, Christ.
Ding bong.
Transition.
Next time we're on here, we should do a discussion on shitty Australian free-to-air television shows like My Kitchen Rules and, you know,
Alright.
those sorts of
I
like
thought you liked
competition
My
shows that
Kitchen
just-
Rules, or was that MasterChef?
Oh no, I watched a bit of MKR, but like I still think it's a terrible show.
Mm.
And like Married at First Sight and how they like
Ah, that's at the top.
Yeah, but like how they like take advantage of people's emotions to get like, you know,
Yeah.
they do some horrible things on those shows, man.
Yeah.
When I watch it, it's like I do enjoy it just because like parts of it just because it's so like, oh my god, these people are absolutely insane.
It's like a
They're
guilty
all,
pleasure.
They're all dogs,
Yeah.
but like it's still a shocking show.
Yeah.
I think we could all say that we've like enjoyed Big Brother and shows like that every
Big
now
Brother
and
is
again.
fine. You guys should check out the American Big Brother. That is actually good.
Love Island.
Not that. The American
Please
Big
God,
Brother
not
is set
that.
up like much more as a game, and it like splits people into groups and teams, and they have to like work against each other and do all this stuff.
I think you'd like Survivor, Josh, if you like that.
It essentially is Survivor, but it's in a Big Brother house, and I don't really like Survivor. I don't know, man.
What?
Big
That's
Brother
right.
is like more social.
I guess that makes sense.
Like I one of the parts, so, like this chick got so angry at this dude that she like actually bit her lip while she was getting angry, and it was bleeding out of her mouth, and she was still yelling at him. And it was
Right.
just like shit like that is like regular. And the thing is like some people are so like good at playing like I'm helping everyone, but then they're like heap selfish.
Yeah.
Super interesting when people are actually really good at the game.
It
of
sounds
Big Brother.
sadistic to say stuff like that, but I agree.
What?
Like,
What? Which part?
just like watching how people like manipulate other housemates and stuff.
Mm.
Like they're so good at playing the game that is Big Brother.
Happens on Survivor too.
But you kind of end up hating those people because they're just dicks. But like,
But they're also smart
Yeah.
for deceiving others, because like the aim is to win the cash or whatever.
Yeah.
there was what like, and actually the really interesting thing about it, and maybe they do this on Survivor as well. The last half of the house that gets evicted, they actually go and stay in a separate house,
Right.
and then at the end of the show, the people who decide who wins are actually the people who are in that house.
Yeah, it's
So if
like
you
Survivor.
if you're the reason that they get evicted and they hate you, there's a good chance that you won't win. So you have to like try and get them evicted secretly.
I didn't know that.
And in the Australian Big Brother, people at home vote for who goes home and stuff, but it's not like that on that one. It's all up to the people in the house.
Yeah, that's like Survivor. When they get voted off, they become part of the tribal council,
Yeah,
which
it's like
means
that.
they get to vote at the end who they think should win.
That's super interesting because people have to really strategize who they're working with and how they get them. They have to try and like convince other people to like do the
Yeah.
dirty work.
Yeah.
On Big Brother, at the end when they're being judged and they're trying to pick a winner, do they get to like plead their case and be like, this is why I should win, and then they get to talk to the ex-contestants and stuff? Is that what happens? Because that happens on Survivor.
I think so.
Yeah. And like there was because I saw the final of the Australian one recently, the same thing happened where I think it was this lady who made people angry because she voted them off and like she manipulated people.
Yeah.
But I think in the end she convinced them like I should win because that's what you do in this game. Like I played the game. Like no matter how much you hate me for it and hate how I manipulated you, I played the game.
Yeah.
And then they were all like, that's really like shitty, but that makes sense. Yeah, she did really well. Like
That's kind of what happened in the last season of Big Brother that I watched, where the one guy that just like was just in everyone's ear at all times. He was like making the shots every single time, but no one knew it because he was making other people do it.
yeah.
But then like when people go into that like Big Brother's version of the tribal council, they all talk and they convince each other like, no, this is what happened.
Yeah.
And they show them evidence because they get to watch back like clips and stuff sometimes.
Oh wow.
And not like of everything, but like just like little bits.
For context and stuff.
At the end, the guy like pleaded in that way. He was like, I know you will hate me, but I played the game. This is what you do. The problem is that he was just that little bit much of an asshole at times that everyone in the end was like, well, not everyone, but it was like by one vote, he lost.
Oh.
And do you know what the best part is? He was actually a comeback contestant from the previous season of Big Brother, and he came second on that one as well.
Nice.
So he came second twice in a row, and he was so upset. It was great. Anyway, we should talk more about shitty TV shows next time.
Join us next time where we have potato sticks and talk about shitty TV shows, but that might actually be good.
And remember, we are always in front of you.
No,
and
we're not.
always behind the times.
Yes, we are.
That's not a reason to watch, you know.
Maybe just watch for yourselves, see how bad we are.
Everything we discuss is like happened a week ago.
Captain Marvel.
Well, I want to leave it enough, like, in case we did spoiler stuff, which we didn't.
And on that bombshell, it's time to hit land.
Is that land I see right in front of us? Goodbye.
I think it is. Bye-bye.
Alright, see you next time, folks.